with food insecurity and hunger. And many people don't eat enough fruits and vegetables every day. The Better Living for Texans program is here to help you learn how to make healthy menu choices, save money at the grocery store, prepare quick and delicious meals, get more good nutrition in your day, and get more physical activity. Classes are fun, friendly, interactive, and free, and taught in English and Spanish. We are Texas A&M AgriLife Extension, helping Texans make their lives better.
Lone Star Community Radio is looking for those who are interested in hosting their own talk show. With monthly and weekly slots available on Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1, and on irlonestar.com. Start your own podcast, create your first YouTube channel, and be on TV. Contact Lone Star Community Radio online at irlonestar.com or call the station message line at 936-647-3776.
Thank you for listening to Lone Star Community Radio. This program was broadcasted and recorded live from the LSCR studios in downtown Conroe, Texas. Lone Star Community Radio is supported by listeners like you. Donate and sponsor today. For more information on getting involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for joining the Cindy Cochran Show on the air. It's live on it's live on YouTube. It's live on Facebook, on the IR Lone Star Community Radio Facebook page, and then we're all over different platforms, and we are on 106.1, and we're on 104.5. So you can listen to us. If you're in your car, you could just turn over to that. Oh, you have to first be listening to us. Okay, and then you're going to be able to hear us all the way from the Woodlands to New Waverly and New Waverly in the Woodlands. And if you just want to drive around around City Hall in Conroe, Texas, and listen to us on the radio, that's fine. Or come on in City Hall, come up to the door, knock on the door, and I'll probably let you in, I think. Okay, so this show is so proudly sponsored by the Wootton Financial Group, and we're so happy to have them. What an honor that is. Chris Wootton is the CEO. He's a great guy, and whenever we take a break or at the end of the show, you're going to hear his voice, and he's going to explain to you what everybody asks him all the time. And if you want to have a meeting with him, I mean, it's like there's no obligation. You just go in there and kick the tires, as he says. Okay, so anyway, now let's get back to the show. That's live. That's live right now. And if you're a guest on the show, don't be on your phone.
I'm sorry.
Are you turning the sound off?
It off?
Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Okay. Now we're all off. All right, and Richard's going to be joining us today, and I have my special guest, Brianna Dunahoe.
Hello.
You know, why have I never gotten how to spell your last name correctly?
I don't know. It's spelled exactly how it sounds.
Okay, but you know.
Ho.
Okay.
I bet you misspelled it now. I'm looking at it. The last one you sent to me. Is it Hoea?
No, it's
Yeah.
Dunahoe. Dun a ho. I
Yeah.
thought every joke.
You wrote an A at the end. She sent me like 3 emails correcting the spelling.
Wait, that second.
So the last one, I was like, and I just go.
You're like, no, seriously, it is what it is.
I'm sorry, it's misspelled right now.
It's okay.
I'll fix it.
There's not an H-O-E. It's not H-O-E. And then I put an A at the end.
Yeah.
Must have been my fat thumb that hit something, the wrong letter. I did not mean to do that.
I know you did. Well, I didn't know what to do because you corrected it 3 times, and I
like,
go,
I'm over it.
and I'm like,
over
which
it.
one's the right one? And and she did that. It was funny. She did that for Peyton, and she did the same thing. She sent like 3 emails. Oh, spelling correction, and then I was like, well, you were right the first time.
Yeah.
I was.
You were right the
surprised.
first time, and so
Why
now,
did I
like
correct
me
it?
being the producer, I'm like, I don't really know
I don't know
how to spell her name,
know. Yeah.
and
After all these years,
I know.
Richard, do you think that you know?
and I
Don't you
tell
know?
our host, I was like, I'm taking whatever you send me. So if it's wrong, it's not my
your
fault. It's not my
your
fault.
Yeah.
Well, I kept putting the H-O-E, and it put the red thing on it, and to correct it to do just
H-U-E is the
H-O.
proper Scottish, German spelling, whatever, Irish spelling of it. So yeah,
I
no,
can't even
we
tell
spell it
you
wrong.
what the voice said. How do you spell? Call Brianna Dunahoe.
My Siri says Dunahoe.
I wish that's what she should have said, but she didn't say it that way. She said, I can't say it on the air, but it's bad.
It's
It was
bad.
really
It's
bad.
horrible.
Yeah,
My
why would
sister's
you
last
do
name
that?
is Jaramillo, and my Siri says calling Natalie Jaramillo, and I'm like, she would kill you.
They're never. They're
Never get the ethnic names right.
no. And they say it so precisely, like I know exactly what I'm talking about. Brianna, I'm so happy to have you here. Thank you so much, because I know that you're really busy at Milstead's.
Yep, I work for Milstead Corp.
And if you're anywhere around, you live anywhere around Conroe proper, you will know the name Milstead, because
You know
they're
somebody in
everywhere.
the family, I promise.
Yeah, you got to be nice to everybody around here,
Yeah,
because
everybody's
somebody's-
related to somebody.
Yeah, it's just like at Conroe Church. You better not talk about anybody, because they go, "That's my cousin."
My cousin.
You're talking about what?
And we haven't stumped them yet. Like, we'll say, we need somebody in storage. And they'll say, somebody's cousin's brother's nephew in the family has a storage unit. And okay. They've got something
What
for
all
them.
does Milstead do?
So, my branch. So, right now, we lovingly call it Milstead Red and Milstead Blue. Milstead Blue is in Conroe. Milstead Red is in Spring. And so, they're the same family, but different branches. So, it's brother and
But they do
sister.
the same thing, though, right?
Well-
Because I know there's like a towing service, and then y'all
and
have a car service.
And the car service.
But it's
yep.
not. Is it body work or is it just engine work?
So we do engine work. We do RVs. We do
Yeah.
anything.
Because I've seen you
car
guys
related.
it's like different places all over
We
town.
have towing. They have towing. We have used car sales. I think they no longer have used car sales. And then we also have 2 hazmat companies.
What does that mean?
Like, so if there's an 18-wheeler that spills on the freeway, our company goes in and cleans up like the diesel, or
Okay.
and then goes in and resods the grass if it's in the soil and that kind of stuff. So we
Interesting.
yeah, we go in and do all that stuff. So
My
we've got 2
word.
hazmat companies.
I can see Cindy doing a great job working the highway.
Yeah, totally.
Had the
I can
hazmat
see
team.
her wearing her little reflective vest. And
Yeah.
They sell reflective vests at the Dollar General. Then I thought, wow, so I could put one on and just walk
show
out.
up.
I think, Cindy, that's a great idea. I think you should always be wearing a reflective vest just for your
just
protection.
to let everybody else
Like
know you're
just-
coming.
I like, hey, caution, Cindy's coming.
Beep, beep.
I mean,
Already have that
your
on me.
jacket's already kind of one of those things that you're
That's
wearing
funny.
right now.
Yes, Chad, my oldest son, said,
Do you wear
"Mother."
all your kids' clothes?
No, this is Cindy's. It's not Chad's. But Chad said to me,
Granddaughter.
She comes in with these shirts and these jackets, and I'm like, you didn't buy that. Someone that has like
it was clean and in the laundry
it has
basket.
Yoda
it's
on
fine.
it. Like she has
It's
these
fine.
ironic T-shirts, and then she she's wearing like an anime
Yeah.
shirt today.
Is that Airbender? What is that?
No, it's not. It's like no, it's something else. I don't know how to pronounce
know
it.
how am I wearing it backwards? Because I
Backwards.
like the black. I like
Well, no,
the black
it's just
shirts.
funny to me. Every time you come in, it's just like what, like
Whose closet did you shop in
Yeah.
today? Yeah.
That is so true. That
are those glasses yours? Because those are pretty popping.
The ones on your head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know you're wearing glasses, right?
No, she had
Yes,
no
I have-
idea. That's a great headband.
No, I'm talking about on your head. I'm
It's
talking
a
about.
headband. That's exactly what I use it for, as a headband to get my hair out my face. But no, these are my glasses. But I think they are mine. But every time I get something, I put it on the counter. Somebody grabs it and they take it, and then I don't see it for a while, and then it comes back on the counter.
You're
and
like,
I'm
oh, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I have shoes like that. We all wear the same size shoe in our
oh, that's
household.
great.
No, it's not.
No, that's
No,
wonderful.
it's not.
And everybody loves Samuel's shirts because they're oversized, large shirts.
Mm-hmm.
So he's saying, "Where's my shirt? Where's my shirt?" And he goes out there and he says, "Would y'all quit taking my stuff? I can't find my razor. Where's the? You better not." And so he says, "I can't stand with so many women." And you all start.
I can actually see Sam having a those typical gun safes that are like quick ready gun safe. You put your finger on it, it's beep beep and it opens, but it has all of his stuff
All his
that's
clothes, all
like
his
his
razors,
well, he has
all
his comb. He has a comb in there. He's got
all
his
his hair
toothpaste.
gel,
His
toothpaste.
wallet.
He's like, no one's touching this. Because it is kind of weird when you do live with people and then you start assimilating all your stuff. Because, with Holly, it was like, my socks are her socks, even though they don't fit her.
Yeah,
But
that
she
doesn't
still
matter.
wears them. And
Valid.
then,
Completely valid.
Yeah.
like, everything else, especially the bathroom, it's like, I don't have anything that's mine.
Wait, no, it's
You just need soap.
Of course, and that's how I feel about Sam's money as well. And and Sam will tell the bank when we go to the bank. We had to split up some money in the banks, and he went in, and after he talked about me and money, I said, when I come in the door here, they're going to totally reject me because they're going to think I'm doing something wrong, because he said, that's exactly what I want them to think.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely
It's
thinking that.
exactly that. Don't
That's why you need to wear your vest. Because people know you're serious when you have your reflective vest. It's like,
reflective vest. I think that would be. I know they take me more seriously. You're right. You're exactly right. Do you remember when Ted Poe? No, you don't. I see. Would you be old enough?
I know who Ted Poe is.
I know who he is.
You
but
know Ted Poe.
I was a young child.
And when they decided that they were going to make all the light bulbs, where if something happens and the light bulb falls and the mercury comes out or something,
Yeah.
you have to have a hazmat team come. Well, he got up on Congress one time and just laid into them what a stupid idea this was. This is the dumbest idea I've ever heard y'all come up with. So you're telling me all my 60-watt bulbs, all my 75-watt bulbs, I can't use anymore, and I've got to call hazmat to come pick up the. This is a stupid. He just went off on him. I was so proud of him. I knew that we know him because he went to church at Bammel, and he had always had the largest class. People loved going to his class. So how did you know him? Did you know him, or did you just know who I am?
Northland. I went to Northland Christian, so his kids went there, and
Oh, okay. No, that's
like I took our prom photos at his house. That was like a thing he always did. He always invited the senior class to his house.
Oh, that's so sweet.
But I think it was so they could monitor us.
100%.
But it was
Always
also
ulterior
it was,
motives.
Here, I have a little ankle thing for you. It's so sweet.
Just so we can keep track.
yeah.
of you
No,
for
we
the
went.
night.
I visited his courtroom all the time. That was like part of the thing where he'd invite the Northland kids to come check it out.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
you could always watch him work.
Well, he
That
was
is kinda cool.
He was a good guy. He was one of the
Is
good
he dead?
guys. No, I don't think so. I think he's retired.
You said was.
Well,
The way you said
still
he,
a good
he
guy.
was a good guy.
sorry.
Now he's just
He
trash.
is a great guy. How
he
about
is-
that?
Yeah, he
He
is.
is a great
I
guy.
remember that light bulb thing though, because that was really weird. Because when the government does something, a lot of businesses kind of follow suit.
Yeah.
And I remember reading about the light bulb controversy because it was just kind of like I remember playing with mercury, like when you're a kid, like you always
Me
get
too.
you get the thermometer and you
And
break
it would
them
run.
and you have and like
Yeah.
it wouldn't stick to anything and
Right. I didn't
And
know
now
you had to have a
apparently it kills
hazmat
you.
suit on.
Yeah.
It's
Who
like-
knew?
It was too.
oh, can you
too
imagine
much.
that poor secretary, like someone brings in a ladder and knocks one of the lights and
Oh
it
my
breaks and
God.
you're like you have that split moment you're like, do I really need to call anybody? I could just get a broom and just.
If I don't tell anybody, I don't think they'll know.
Right.
I don't
But
think
also
it
those light bulbs are
works.
pretty old. They have mercury in it. Like that's in the 60s right there.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
they're all. They have to warm up to turn on.
But they're the worst light bulbs in the world but Sam has found, I don't know, I think he orders it from,
Amazon.
Bangladesh. I think so. It comes
He gets the
in.
worst light bulbs. Is that what you're saying?
No, we have the worst light bulbs. Our light bulbs are horrible because they used to be bright and white, and it was great. And now it has a dullness to it, and I don't like them anymore. But Sam can find these light bulbs, and when you screw them in, it has a gooseneck on it, and so it's great. It's just wonderful. I give him that. I give him credit for that. I do.
How is he liking his new guitar?
How did you know about
Because
that?
your daughter posted all over social media about him waiting patiently for the guy to get there.
It was the most pitiful thing I ever seen in my life. He was like a 10-year-old boy waiting for
For
That's
Christmas
cool.
morning,
At least he
yeah.
knows what he likes, and it's obtainable.
But
It's not like, oh, I want to get this $40,000 guitar.
Well, I wanted to ask him how much he paid for it because he just went on and on about how expensive these things were. But he found this deal with Sweetwater. And everybody knows Sweetwater. It's so funny. I say he found this place called Sweetwater, and I went, "Oh, my dad bought a guitar." And everybody knows about him. And so he got it from him, and he said, "Now I'm not blaming them. I'm blaming FedEx because they were supposed to be here, and I track every chance. And every day I call, where are they now? Where do you think they are now?"
I can only imagine.
I said, "Well,
him
did you
sitting
get
on pins and needles waiting?"
I said, "Did you get the number of the driver, the phone number of the driver?" "They're not going to give me the number of the phone driver. What do you think? They're not going to do something like that." I said, "Yeah, they will if you call them enough, because that's what happened to me. I had to call. It wasn't FedEx though. I don't think it was FedEx.
Amazon tells you how many stops away they are from your door.
Exactly. But this was some of. Anyway, they were going to get the paper so that the nurse, Elvis Presley's nurse, could sign it, and I could get it back so that he would let her on the air. And I thought, how am I going to explain this to her? That it's not our fault; it's their fault. And so I told him, I said, "Give me the number of the guy that's driving the truck right now. If you think he's near where this is supposed to be, I think he's missing the street." And they said, "Ma'am, I just, okay, I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you, okay? But you're only going to call that one time, right, to find out." And so he said yes. So I got to call him. And my husband said, "I can't believe they gave you his cell number. I would never give you anything like that. That's horrible. They don't know how you are." And I said, "Well, I needed it that day because Richard is very intimidating about having these forms that you have to sign. And by the way, you need to sign a form."
I was just thinking, have I
have it
signed
right
a
here.
form? I don't
Yeah.
remember signing a
Yeah,
form.
well, it's always an issue for people who do phone calls and stuff like that, and it's something that the city asks us, because since we're on FM or on
Right.
TV, it's like, this is legit, so you have to sign this to protect
I don't have a
yourself.
problem signing a form, but yeah, I was like, I don't think I'm signing
Well,
a form.
well, these people are, they're kind of in the entertainment business somewhat,
Right.
and
They're
so
important.
it
They're
scares
important
them.
people.
Well, that
Get
was
it.
the way y'all handled that was so extreme too, because they legit couldn't find a printer, so they had to go to like a copy store to print out the
Couldn't
form.
find a printer?
Yes, so
His
they,
nurse
I've
couldn't.
got 9 of them in my
Well, I know. Well,
His nurse-
what's even crazier is like today's world. Like you can, they're set up to digitally be signed.
Yeah, I can
So
do
you
it
can,
on my phone.
yeah, you can do it on your phone. And I was trying to explain to her, it's like she just needs to get it like a grandson who has a computer, and that will take care of it in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
She found her neighbor. She goes over to her neighbor's house and says, "Do y'all have a printer? Do you have a printer?" She says, "No, my son does. I'll call him, and he'll come. He'll drive over from Nashville or where he was, come and pick up the paper, and then he'll print
mean,
it out
look at
and bring
this.
it back." That's how they were going to do it.
And then like, because a lot of people don't know how to do the digital thing, they'll just print it and scan it,
Right.
or take a picture of it. Like you could just take a picture of it on your phone and text it in.
Right.
But
I'd tell us you can
but
take a
she
picture of it.
mailed it. She FedEx.
She snail mailed it?
Yeah, she mailed it.
Holy cow.
So it was hilarious, but it was so much fun to tell the people at
FedEx.
yeah
The whole
FedEx that
story.
this is
I can only imagine that
this is
conversation.
Elvis Presley's former nurse. His former nurse. He had a what? What do you mean, former nurse? At Graceland, she lived there at Graceland. It was his nurse. It was his nurse. She's still alive, and she's going to be on my show. And I don't want to miss this. This interview. She may not be alive very much longer, so we need to hurry and get this done.
Oh my goodness. Oh
It
my
was
goodness
great.
gracious.
It was so fun. So I now just deal with local people. Say, like, you live how close are you to the city hall?
Well,
Okay,
I
fine.
live in the Woodlands area and drive to Conroe.
But I just found out that Brianna's they're going into a new building, Milstead is.
At the, end of, at the end of the month.
at the end of this month? Good grief. And so she is in walking distance now. So
So you may have to be listening to me a lot more. I'm
Yes,
just
a whole lot more.
Pre-warning.
You can come
Pre-warning.
vent. You can come vent. It'll be great. And you can come and say everything that I wish I could say, but I'm restricted. Why do you look at me like that? I'm saying truth. As long as I tell the truth,
Yeah,
everything's
right.
okay.
As long as she tells the truth. Good.
Yeah, your fact check truth, I guess.
Yeah.
Or what do they call it? Alternate facts? Isn't that a thing a couple years ago? It's like, I got some alternate facts for
Alternate
you.
facts.
No, yeah. But I just hate when he says, or when I started saying that Richard is my fact checker, and it sounded like it's a
Fact checker.
Fact checker, and so I couldn't pronounce it correctly to make it sound like a fact checker. But
You just
anyway,
have to spell it.
I just told him, I said, if you ever put that camera
camera?
on me again, I will check your fat, because it just it made me look. It's why
Here,
I
I'll
don't
zoom
mind.
in really close.
Oh no! You better not. Don't do it.
She's gonna hide now. She's gonna
No,
hide.
you're so mean. And are you on?
It's like playing a game.
Yeah. Are you on the camera?
No,
No, he's not on the camera.
It-
I'm on this one. You're on that one.
that's
But
how
he-
I do it. I don't want to take away from your show. When I put myself on, it's a big deal. And people start paying attention
It's
to
a
it.
big. It's a big deal.
It's
when
a
he
big
says-
deal.
It's a big deal when he
Because they want to see how you look. You're so cute.
I
And
know,
see-
I'm hot stuff.
you
That's why I
add-
can't be on. People
What?
can't control themselves. Come on,
We'll go
Cindy.
with that answer. We'll
Yeah,
go
we're gonna go with
with
that.
that answer.
Poor Brianna got so interrupted by Andrew Young. Andrew, if you're listening, you
I
know who you're
loved
talking
our
about.
conversation last time. That was the best.
I know he came in, but he needed to have his own radio show.
I loved it. He
He-
can do that anytime. We had so much fun.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
I was thinking of proposing to him. I was like, you need to do like a Dirty Jobs kind of show, because he's the PR guy for the city. I'm like, they just awarded the best, I guess, worker, or what do you want
Yeah.
to call it, employee of the year, was the guy who does the drainage and signs. So I was like, yeah, we need to do a show where you're just following this, like doing that stuff. And it's like, here's Andrew getting into the sewer.
Getting in the muck. Oh,
oh, sure.
And now we can hook him up with the Millstone,
yeah.
do the
He can
hazmat.
come do hazmat.
We'll
with
do
us.
hazmat work.
There's no telling what he'll run into that doing hazmat.
oh,
I love how serious when the hazmat stuff goes down on the highway. It's like you pretty much can't use this highway for 24 hours.
Yeah, it's pretty much blocked off.
Yeah.
that's what I hope that we can do sometime, is to have a dirty show about dirty
Well,
things.
I need more words than that.
Yeah. What do you mean dirty things?
need
You got to clarify
More
that.
words.
You're talking about after dark dirty, or
You
are you
know,
talking about?
we always we always talk about the first responders, and how much we love them and how much we appreciate them and all.
Correct.
But there are those that have to go out and
Clean up.
Yeah, clean up somebody has a bad wreck and there's a lot of blood.
Well,
they have to
with
clean
this
all that
area,
up.
you got the septic tank crew, because a lot of people out in Montgomery County are on septic tank. So I guess that's
Oh,
a pretty dirty
I cannot
job.
even imagine.
we are on a septic tank.
My one of my buddies bought a house recently, and apparently the people who lived in it before moved out. Right, like they haven't lived there for like 4 or 5 years. They were just using it as like a summer home. And he said like within the first 2 days he realized they never emptied their septic tank. And so like the second day they're using like the shower, because they have kids and they're showering, and all of a sudden he's like, all of a sudden everything just kind of came up.
Back into the yard.
No, into the house.
The house. Oh my god.
Because and he was like I never even thought about it, because never
Yeah.
really been
Why
on
would you
septic
think
tank.
about it? You would
And
you would assume it would be good.
He's like, I would assume they would have cleaned it, because when the guy
At the
came out and
inspection.
inspected, he's like, it's never been cleaned. So it's been there for 30, 40 years. And
no, thank you.
so
That's awesome. That would be the first place you'd want to send somebody like Andrew. Andrew dresses so slick.
that's why I
so
wanted to propose it to him,
clean,
because he
so-
just I was like, you just see this guy looking so clean, and it's like, what do we have to do today? Oh, we got to clean the
We're gonna put
tar
on
off.
waders
We got to
and-
clean the tar off this roof, and what?
So we have a crew that does preventative maintenance on the Love's truck stops.
Yeah.
And they clean out all kinds of nastiness. So we'll send.
I
them
think
on
the
a job with
nastiest
them.
thing I've ever done was when I worked for Kroger. For some reason, my whole job that week was to get all the expired stuff cleaned out.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the worst part it was the milk. So there was like 100 milk cartons for some reason. The Kroger we were at, they shipped all the expired milk to that one. And I sat there for like 3 days straight just pouring out
No, thank
expired milk into a drain. That's all I did.
You. No, thank you.
Well, I in a 70 sometime, I can't remember when it was, but it stayed with this car forever. I spilled a whole gallon of milk in the back, and it's that it's cloth like stuff in the trunk. So I just said, well, I'm just closing this, and I'll clean that out later. No, it's not cleaning out later, but I forgot that it was back there. I don't know how many days I forgot, but I opened that thing. I just closed it again and went, how long will it take for it to go away?
Oh my gosh,
That
Cindy.
stunk so bad. I couldn't believe how bad that stunk. It was horrible.
You had
We haven't
cottage
gotten to
cheese.
talk to you about
You
the
have
Astros
cottage-
yet.
It's okay. You have cottage cheese in your trunk.
Let me, don't tell anybody, okay?
You right now you do?
No,
No.
not now.
It was the previous vehicle.
No, I've got puppy pee in the car because today I got to tell you, this is so exciting, and I'll get right back to
You got rid of the dog?
Got rid of Tyler, Cindy's
You
boyfriend.
dropped it off on the highway?
No, Tyler, Cindy's boyfriend, said he would take the dog home, and he would work on trying to get it to calm down and be,
What kind of a dog is it?
So
it's a puppy. It's
so
a
what's
puppy.
Samuel doing? He gave up?
Samuel said
That was his dog. He just gave up?
he had a cough that sounded like somebody who was in the third ward of the, it was horrible, and his sinuses. She was sneezing and she could hardly see.
So they're allergic
They're
to
so
the dog?
allergic to this dog. The hair on this dog, I don't know what it is, but it's really bad. But it's the cutest, sweetest, really beautiful dog. But it was like Tasmanian devil when it come in. We were not ready for that. Our house is just not built for that kind of stuff. And so I just said to the kids, I think we're going to have to take this dog back, or we're going to go have to stand in the corner of Walmart. And
Well, Milstead will probably be cleaning it up off the highway.
shut up.
Because
No.
I know what you did. You drove on the highway,
No,
you
I
pulled over, and you opened the door, and you threw a bone. And you're like, see you later, Fido. I know that's what you did.
Oh, I didn't have a bone, but I did not do that. I would never do something like that. So Tyler said he would take it home. And I said, okay, and we could have a leash, really cute little collar and everything. And I said, and then I'll buy it treats and dog food for all your dogs. They had 3 dogs. I said, I'll buy a big sack of the dog food for your dog, and I'll get treats for him if you'll do this. And I gave him $20. And that's so sweet.
Yeah, that's how she takes care of her problems. You notice that? It's like she's still doing the horrible thing of getting rid of the dog, but she's like, I'll make it feel better for myself. We'll buy it dog
it's okay.
treats.
I felt but Tyler was really said, I will help get this dog, and I'll try and get it to a point where y'all will take it back. And I went, no. I want you to get it to a point where you can go to
Somebody
someone
else can have it.
Someone else can have it. He said, okay, well, I just want to make sure I can take charge of it. Now, if his dad comes home, and if his dad says, what were you thinking, son? We're not having another dog. I may have to take it back tomorrow. But right now, today, I'm free. I'm not having to worry about what's going on with the
Well,
dog.
when Cindy told me she got this dog, I was like, well, did you get a dog that would fit your lifestyle? And she's like, no, it's just a dog that I saw on, like, I think you just picked it up, right? Like, from somebody's house?
It was one of Cindy's friends.
Yeah.
Their dog had these puppies, and they had like 2 females left. And I told them always, if we're going to get another dog, it's going to be a female. And they said, we got to get this puppy. We got to get it now, and we're going to take care of it. You'll never see it. You'll never know if you've seen there. It was a bunch of.
Yeah, but
can't
you know they have like resources where you could read about what kind of dog to get for a house that you have for your household that works.
This was such a rush job.
Yeah.
They were like, we got to go get it now because they're going to give it away today. Today it's 6 weeks old, so it was a real rush job. And when I came,
That's why you
when I
want to get
came
labs.
home-
Labs are like the easiest.
They
Labs
are
No, if it
not
would-
the easiest.
if
Well,
it was
no,
a
it-
lab-
Not
like
when they're babies.
opposed to when they're like getting a German Shepherd. So like a lot of people get German
See, I
Shepherds not
haven't-
realizing what they have to do.
I have a Yorkie. If it weren't for the amount of hair that a German Shepherd expels every day, that's like the perfect dog for me. But I have a Yorkie, and he's like 5 pounds, and he is spoiled rotten. But I have a little dog because I live in an apartment.
Yeah.
And I
Oh yeah.
just don't have the.
You couldn't have.
We have
couldn't
2
have a
Boarders.
German Shepherd.
Yeah. My
But-
parents have a German Shepherd, and they love him, and he is spoiled rotten.
Well,
too.
I was gonna tell you too, Cindy. This morning there was 2 random dogs came into the yard, so I can find them for you again
No,
if you
she's
want
good.
them. They look
She's
cute.
not-
They look like they were sisters.
They came into
Our yard,
your
yeah,
yard.
yeah.
I was trying to get his nephews to take it, but he won't do it.
No, we're satisfied with our 2 dogs.
But I got to tell you, Brianna, you know Sam.
Mm-hmm.
So Sam, we
I
don't
can
know
only
how,
see
we
the
don't know how
joy
we're gonna
on his
tell
face.
him. We just don't know how we're going to tell him. And so we drive up, and Samantha comes out, and she said, "You owe me so big," because I told him, and I took all of the lecturing, and I took all the
You owe me.
So he walks out the door, and I'm going up to him. I said, "Honey, don't talk to me. Don't come near me. Don't touch me. Just
Let me
don't
see
don't
the
talk.
dog."
Don't talk." And so he walked away, and it was like, okay, that took about 2 days for him to get over being able just to talk to me. And he says, "Why would you go get a puppy? We don't." Anyway, so but it's over now. It's over now.
I can't believe you killed that dog.
Oh my gosh, you're the worst.
Richard is so. I just don't know what people think of. I know what they
Well,
think. of me.
I'm amazed. I found out is like you really can't put down dogs unless it's like a vicious dog. Like say like you don't want your dog anymore.
Yeah.
It happens, right? Like you can't kill it.
You can't.
You
No.
cannot.
And
Not
so,
unless they're old and senile, and it's
like there has to be like because
has
one
to
of
be
my
a
buddies ran a vet clinic, and I was curious. I wasn't asking because I want to kill my dogs. I was just like, what's the deal with that? Like, how does that even work?
That's poison for them.
And he's like, oh no, legally like they cannot do it. It has to be scheduled for like, oh, it bit 3 people, or it has to have documentation that it's.
I can't believe that.
So yeah, because
That's-
I was like, I'm surprised it's not just like a thing that you can just like, hey, what do you do? Just drop the dog off at the pound, and they don't take it. They won't
they
take.
won't take them.
They won't take them. So
You
you
have to
literally
find a
do.
rescue, you have
You
to
got to
drop
do
it
what
off
Cindy
on the side of
did.
the
Was
earth.
you pull over on the highway, throw the bone, and see you later. Good luck.
That's
So
not what
funny.
happened.
That's not what
I feel
happened.
like Trump on that CNN thing.
Oh
last
my
night.
goodness gracious!
I did not do it.
I did not do that.
You know what? Okay, so I will say I saw like the highlights of it. The thing that confused me the most about that CNN thing is they were in different positions like all the time. Like he was standing, sitting, moving around, sitting, standing. And I was like, were they interviewing him while walking? Like it was so weird because I saw the highlights, so I didn't see
Right.
the full. Because like some answers he had, he was like right next to the lady, like
Yeah.
right next to her, talking to her, standing.
Yeah.
And as if they're like talking in a hallway.
Right.
And then the next thing is like they're sitting, and then
Well, they take questions from the audience, and when they did that, he would stand up.
Okay.
And then she wanted to be right next to him and to tell him he's not telling the truth. He's a
well, he's
liar.
got it's the leash walk. You know, it's you got to be in a certain proximity to keep him controlled.
right. True.
So
Yeah.
actually
But she was ridiculous. I mean, she
well,
really was.
yeah. I mean, it was just funny though. I was like, man, they're moving around a lot. It's kind of weird. I wonder. Because I wonder if he was like, because in my mind I could see him messing with the lady, where it's like, oh, I'm gonna stand up now,
I'm gonna sit down.
and then you're saying she
I'm
has
gonna
to stand
move over
up.
here.
It's like, oh, I'm gonna sit down
I'm
now,
over here.
and I'm gonna be over here. You're gonna follow me? Like that would be so funny if that's why he's like trying to see if the lady would just follow him around the stage.
And she
like,
probably would.
that's what I'm saying. That's he probably identified it. He was like, I'm gonna stand up right now. I'm gonna sit
That
down.
was like the famous thing when Gore and Bush had their debate. They had their debate, and so the question was asked, and George Bush walks out, and Gore comes right up behind him, and Bush turns around and gives him a look I'd never seen on George's face before. But it was like, you better get out of here. You only got 2 seconds. You better get away from me. And he finally backed off, and it went. It was like the best thing of the whole debate. But I think that if you believe that CNN never lies, never says anything wrong, and all that, and during
Well,
that,
they're just misinformed.
what? They're just
misinformed.
they're just misinformed.
I truly enjoy watching Fox News and CNN like side by side, telling the exact same story, but from the different perspective. It's like,
Well, I think my
what
favorite.
is the actual truth? Like, what is
well, my-
this
my
gray
fa-
area right here? Is that
my
what
favorite
actually
political TV is when they do like the parties debates.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they're on the same team, but there's like 10 people on the stage.
But
It's
I
like,
have to stand out in my
yeah,
own
I have
team.
to like. I don't want to dog this person, but I kind of have to.
Right.
But we're on the same team. So how do we debate?
How do we civilly do that?
Yeah, how do we
Yeah.
do this? And I always love that because, you know, especially when Trump did his, like, that was funny. He was just like, I didn't care. I was just going to make fun of this guy. This guy's a joke. Da, da, da. And so you can see their faces like, oh, we're not playing by the rules.
Oh, he's not playing by the rules.
Yeah.
He's not being nice. Yeah.
Well, whenever Kamala Harris dogged Biden during the Democratic primary thing, and said, "And sir, I was that girl on the bus that you had, you like made
I love
that
it.
statement."
Yeah.
And
That's what I'm saying. I love that
and
kind of
everybody- and then he asked her to be his vice president. That was so you never know. You never know what's going to come out of that if you're the one that's making the accusation towards someone. They're going to keep you quiet.
Well, that's what I love about it, because it's like you don't really know how to tiptoe around all this stuff.
Right,
And then 2 years later, it's like, oh, look at you, you're the vice president and
Well, and since he's saying
the
that
head
he's
of
not
AI
gonna
or whatever. Well, I gotta ask you this, because y'all are a little older than I am. It's like I always feel when they make announcements like that, it's like, why do they pass or kick the can down the road like that? Because like, why do we even need to make her in charge of the border? Like, is that like a ceremonial thing? Because the way it reads on like the newspaper, it's like, no, she's part of the group that's going to investigate AI and manage AI. But I was like, is that what the VP is? Just like, oh, we got this.
We've
this
got to
person.
find something for her to
Well,
do.
yeah. Well, that's what's so weird to me, because
They've got to set her up to be able to run for president.
Well, I mean that, but it's like,
And so
what a random.
These are the check marks that she can have beside her name.
Yeah, but it's just random. It's like I can see her like play to her strengths. Do you think she really knows what
She
AI
has no
is?
strength. No.
Well, she's a lawyer. She has strengths.
strengths.
So like,
But how she used her strength, she was like
She
setting it up
she
to
got voted.
let.
She's
I mean,
the
she
vice
clearly
president.
she
She's-
clearly has
she's
some
used
credentials,
strengths.
Cindy. But it's just always when I read this headline, I'm like, did they literally just go, we got to figure something out for her to do? Like literally, and I'm like, oh well, the AI is a new current thing. Let's just give her that. It's like,
Let's give her the border. Let's give her. Yeah.
real simple things that
That nobody else has been
figured
able
Well,
to
no,
solve.
what I'm
years.
wondering is like in the past, like, because I don't really remember Mike Pence. I don't remember like Al
Right,
Gore.
because he didn't do anything.
Because Al Gore was a VP. I don't remember seeing like, oh, he's a sign of. Now he's in charge of
He discovered the
fertilizer.
internet, remember?
He's in charge of the fertilizer stuff for farmers. It's like what? Like they didn't do stuff like that. So I don't really know.
Al Gore did the internet. That
Well,
was
I
his
know.
whole. That was
I mean,
his whole thing.
he's solved climate change.
Yeah,
I mean,
all of it.
Yeah, that's what's so. It's so.
But yeah, I always wondered like.
frustrating. You want to just throw some of the TV set and like, shut up, y'all are just lying. So
Well, the AI
it's
thing is going to
horrible.
be really funny because when it does come down, it's
Yeah.
already too late. So it's like,
way too late.
oh, okay. I guess we already opened that box like 5 years ago. We just didn't realize we kicked it over and
We
opened
kicked it over.
Yeah, we didn't know we did that.
Well, I think if Trump is elected president, then he'll make Elon Musk in charge of all that stuff. He said, "Okay, Elon, take it away." It's
Are
all
we
you."
really ready for that to happen again?
I'm down for
Yes.
it. You talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
AI or you talking about
Trump?
Trump.
No, I'm not.
Trump. Oh, yes. Y'all, how much better off were we
No.
4 years ago? No, think about gas.
Well, it's almost.
It's not where we were economically that kills me. I am not ready for that, for lack of a better word, crap show to show up again, because it's going to be,
well, it's almost like smoke and mirrors. Almost, it's
it's-
like when he was president, I was like, I'm a huge conspiracy theorist now, because it's just like you never know what's going to happen, what's the truth, and especially with the media being so aggressive with him. And so it's
and
like
he
he
proved them wrong.
and I'm
like
not saying he
every
didn't do great
turn.
things. I'm just saying he comes with a circus, and that position is not a circus position.
But here's
And
the
so
thing.
I
Yeah, it is. It
struggle.
kinda is.
I struggle with that.
I mean, think about
you-
it. The presidents in the past like 30 years have been kind of funny.
It's not supposed to be a circus position.
I mean,
How about
it's,
that?
it's kind of become that though. It's like I did not have relationships with. I mean, think about that. You're sitting there going like, how did we get here? And then we had like our first presidents of General Washington. It's like, I bet that guy was really great, but then it's different times. Now we just need a show.
Reagan. I guess Reagan. After Reagan. Bush wasn't.
Well, I
Bush-
think
Bush one wasn't
Well, I
so
think
bad.
what's different though is there's so many, like especially during Reagan's term, there's so many world events happening.
Major world events.
So it wasn't like he was the one that was making these things. It was just
He
kind
was
of
just
like
in office when it happened to us.
And unfortunately, like for Trump, I guess his was COVID. I guess.
Well, that was what came and messed up a lot of his agenda that he was
But I
trying
mean-
to finish.
Yeah, but it's not as exciting as like the Berlin Wall coming down.
No,
Or
but
September
you see-
11th, which is with
Well, see, to me, September 11th was blown out of proportion. Like,
What? It was blown out of proportion.
well, because the way I remember when it happened, I was a child, and I was like under the impression we were being attacked every day. But like, it was just like, oh, this was just like a terrorist attack. It wasn't like, oh, tomorrow it's this, next week it's this.
But we didn't know. We didn't know if that was going to
But
be.
it
tomorrow.
never came out like that.
But
Either
whenever-
because we were
after-
doing all the psyop stuff and
Well, when
blowing
the
people
two
up.
buildings went down, then we find out that the Pentagon
Yeah.
has been hit. Then we find out that the passengers took the other plane down. So
Because
that
I
they
was
wouldn't
waiting
go.
for the what do you call it?
what was that was supposed to hit the what was
I
what
think
was
one
the-
was supposed to hit
the
the White
Capitol.
House.
the White House.
Yeah,
Okay.
one
Yeah.
was supposed to, but they didn't like. I'm trying to think how to word it because it's like I was expecting people to get drafted.
Oh yeah.
The way it was being played out was like,
Yeah.
oh well, we're going. What are we doing? Like, who are we fighting? Like, I was like 13 at the time, and I was
Right.
like, my brother's gonna get drafted because of this. Because my cousin joined because of it.
Well, there wasn't like a military force that was going to come at us because these were some guys that took training and take
Yeah.
the planes, and we're going to knock it down. We're going to cause a lot of chaos in the United States. But it wasn't boots on the ground coming after us with tanks and stuff. We
Right.
weren't
Well, I guess that's what I was saying. Like, it wasn't as easy to explain.
right.
So.
Right, and finding the enemy, who the enemy was.
Because Vietnam was easy to explain because they had communists.
Right.
So that was easy to explain to the American people. Now it's like, we don't even know who these people are.
We don't know where they are. We don't know where they're hiding. We don't know who we're looking for. We don't know.
But we're going to go kick down some doors
Well,
and spy on our citizens.
let's build this wall. Let's secure our border, for crying out loud, because we're getting
seems
ready
pretty
to have an
secure.
influx in with these people that are coming in, and we don't know who they are, what they have, or anything like that. And there's not any vetting that's going on. This is
There
just
probably is.
going in.
But it's not up to capacity.
No, but it's funny that the
Like there's-
troops that he sent in that came in, they're laying down barbed wire. They're laying not barbed wire.
Barbed.
Barbed wire. Barbed wire. They're laying all this down. Okay.
Barbed wire.
Barbed wire.
That's what Pamela Anderson's name was.
That's Cindy's favorite movie.
Well, see, we haven't even got to talk to Brianna yet about how many minutes do we have now? Okay, good. We had 10, 15 minutes now to talk about what we had her come out here to talk about was your expertise on the Astros,
expertise on the
the
Astros.
Texans,
Just because I'm in
and
love with them?
that you still will love them no matter how good or
doesn't
bad they
matter.
are. It
Doesn't
doesn't
matter.
matter. You love them no matter what. And that's why I think that you should just, recognize yourself as the ambassador for those two teams.
So I'm super excited about moving because I get to put up my Astros office again. I've been in a cubicle, and so I've got Astros stuff up, and I have an Astros keyboard, but I don't have like my bobbleheads aren't up. I have my rings at the office, but none of my
Wait,
bobbleheads.
your rings.
My rings.
Have you got a World Series ring?
I have Bagwell and Biggio's 2005. I have the World Series ring from 17, the AL ring from 19, the AL ring from 21, and the World Series ring from 22.
We are talking knockoffs, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay, just
The real ones are like $15,000 a piece.
I
A single
just
mom
wanted
can't
to
do
make
that.
Sure, I just want, but
I thought
nobody
that'd be
can.
more. 15,000.
The fan one that they did for 22
Yeah.
was $15,000.
I figured it'd be more. I guess the one they got was probably
The one
like,
they got's like $500,000, but
that's awesome.
the fan replica is.
Too bad they suck.
They do not suck.
Well, at least
Oh, they
Altuve-
suck. They're disappointing.
They
suck,
do
too.
not start playing until the All-Star break. I don't know how many times I have to say this to people. Every year that we have won the World Series, we have played like garbage
coming back.
until the All-Star break.
Yeah, it's not fun to watch.
It's like
though.
they have to gel. They have to figure out how to work together again. And then we have a
What
whole
kind
new
of
first
offseason
baseman.
do you think they had after winning the World Series? It's like, oh, we're just gonna suck after winning the World
They
Series,
did it in 7. They did it in 18.
but they didn't win in 18.
It's okay. We're gonna be fine. Calm down.
It's what I love now is when I watch Ryan Presley get on the mound, I'm like, he's going to give up, and we're going to be one run away from tying. Every time. And it happens every time. Every time I say it, I'm like, look at this guy. He just gave up 3 runs.
Oh, get off of
Poor-
Ryan Presley's honey.
Poor Presley has all that. He walks out there with all that on his shoulders. Like, I've got to close this up. I can't let
And it's the
anybody get
Angels.
on.
He can't even close.
I know,
like,
that's-
I mean, come on
Okay,
now.
but I'm ready for Abreu to gel because his batting score is in the dirt.
You mean our cleanup hitter who has like 5 RBIs?
Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna need you to start earning your money, Bubba, or we're gonna go find Julie again. Because Julie's doing great this season. But we needed a first baseman. I need him to gel. I need Brantley to come back, and he's almost ready to come back. I need Altuve to start playing again.
Altuve. I thought it was supposed to be at the end of
End of May, beginning of
end
June.
of May. Okay. But
He'll be back.
is he?
He's in
able
rehab
to-
right now.
He's in rehab.
Yep.
Okay.
So he'll be in Sugarland probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks. So
Well, bless his heart, having the jewelry stolen and a $400,000.
that was opening day. That was opening day.
He went to see that, to be there with the Astros and cheer them on, and he forgot to set the alarm. So his
You should try to give him that dog.
$400,000.
Oh my gosh.
It'd be a great watchdog.
Yeah.
That dog would make you go like.
Need a new
"Shut
security
up."
system. Yeah.
So yeah, he needs a new security. Can you imagine his security people who set that all up in his house, and then goes, "Well, we're gonna get killed on this. We're gonna get killed." And
I mean, I
find
don't
out
see
that
how they would get in trouble for that. I mean, the people probably knew he was at the game, so there's no way.
But he didn't set the alarm, so nothing went off whenever they came in.
That sounds like it's on him.
It is on him, so
Yeah.
he just has to, accept that. But that's a $400,000 watch. Good grief!
Yeah, I don't know that I
What-
would ever
what
own
kind
a
of time does it
$400,000
take?
home, much less a $400,000 watch.
Yeah, like how does that make?
Probably a gift.
when it tells
Probably.
you? Does it sing a song to you every time the hour goes off? Something has to happen.
Probably something with the mob, because because what probably really what it was is he didn't want to cheat again, because he probably got blackmailed to cheat.
Oh my goodness.
So,
So-
it's probably like a wrist
No.
camera on
Yeah.
there.
No.
That-
It was probably his payday for cheating. The mob probably gave it to him for doing such a great job cheating.
Thanks
In
for
2017.
Yeah.
continuing that myth.
Yeah.
Well, they
See,
did
you're
cheat.
just
No, they
like-
did
they
cheat.
did
They
cheat
did
since-
cheat.
You're just like
And they took
CNN.
their licks, and they have still excelled post cheating scandal.
I mean, there's-
and that's what makes everybody mad is that they're still good.
They're still winning.
They're probably still cheating.
They're not.
They're not cheating.
They're not.
That's what I love right now. The Tampa Bay Rays are being accused of cheating.
And all of their people are losing their mind.
Yeah,
and
it's
it's
great.
like y'all had no
because their home
problems.
record is like crazy, and
Yeah.
it's like
Okay, so that was what got me is like our home record was in the trash can, and our away record is the one that.
I'm talking to the mic.
That's
Can you
true.
not hear me?
Yeah,
Oh,
there.
okay. Our home record was crazy bad that year, and it was our road record that was the best one. And so we were cheating, and we still had a crappy home record. That's
Well, I mean,
bad.
once a
They
cheater,
didn't do
always a
good.
cheater.
No, that's
So-
not a true statement. That's not
Yeah.
a true
Yeah.
statement.
See,
But realistically, he got robbed probably because he owed money to the mob,
He did
and
not.
he got the
I
watch.
think it was
a
an
payoff.
opportunity. They knew exactly where everybody in his family was
Okay.
going to be up minute maid.
That happens a lot. Did you know that happens a lot in European soccer?
Because they're all gone.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. I am not allowed to talk politics or to talk religion on this.
We've talked
But-
politics today.
But Goober over here can make those outrageous lies, and it's okay.
Well, he's the producer.
What am I lying? What?
You're lying about Altuve, and you're lying
No, I
about
said that's
me.
probably
You're
what
lying-
happened. I said that's probably what happened.
That's how rumors get started, though. And someone sees you as someone in this high position
a fact
of owner,
a fact checker.
and a fact checker as well.
Well, you know that
And-
$400,000 watch. I mean, that was I don't know 10 games he cheated in worth. I don't really know. What's the price of
I
cheating?
can't even.
The price of cheating.
Price of cheating for some people is losing
know
their
what-
jobs.
What I love about that whole fiasco is you had like this clubhouse where half the clubhouse was doing it. The other half was like, no, I don't
No, I don't
want
want to have anything to do it. I don't want to
So
do
it's
it.
like, no, guys, I don't. That's not cool. But like they were still on the team, didn't report. I mean, like
And
that.
they didn't say anything to
Yeah,
anybody. That's
I think
what
that's
kills me.
hilarious. It's like, can you imagine walking down the hall? Oh, you guys are still doing that? Ugh, great. And like, I don't know. It's just really fun because I don't know how nobody knew apparently, but yeah, everyone probably knew.
Everybody knew. Everybody in that clubhouse knew.
Well, the trash can thing's funny. Like visually, it's funny.
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like I have a trash can. I have a black trash can that the guys that I used to work with made for me, and it's like a circle here, and it says home run, and a circle here, and it says curveball and slider, and so it's like hit the trash can and find out your. And so that's been my trash can for
I wonder
years.
what other ways they've cheated. Not Astros. I'm talking about like
They
in
had
baseball.
the watches.
Is that the Boston, the Red Sox? Is that what they did?
That was the Red Sox and the Yankees.
They had a watch. They had an Apple
They
Watch.
had an Apple Watch that
They wear watches when they're playing.
not anymore.
I didn't even know because I thought like the jewelry thing was kind of like one.
And
of
then
those.
they were, and then there was something like when they would stand on second base, they could see the monitors or something, and they could do signs back to. So I don't.
You're talking about what he's going to pitch, what he's
Mm-hmm.
getting ready to pitch. What kills me is peripheral vision is pretty good. I mean, our peripheral vision should be good enough so that whenever the catcher
Does their little
Maldonado
signs.
goes like he sits like this, and then before as he's winding
No,
up to the pitch,
it's not.
wait, let me tell
You're the batter's really far up from the catcher
he's not that far up from the catcher.
because you have to think about setting in the box, and it has to be long enough where you can swing
Where
your
you can
bat.
swing the
you
whole
can
bat
swing your
and not
bat
hit
full
anybody.
and not hit
Right.
him.
Right.
But then you're also paying attention to an object to your left or right, depending on where. So you're like you can. The only thing you can really see is like right down from you, not to the right,
When he goes
because you have to look at their heads.
when he goes to pull it to a ball, he wants to throw him a curveball or where it's
Well, I'm
not
sure
a
they see
strike.
the movement, but they don't know.
he's not
'Cause
going to move if he's asking
The
for
catcher starts
something to hit.
moving as the pitcher is winding up, is
Right.
in his movement. So that usually
Right.
means the batter is paying attention to the pitcher, not the catcher.
But why can't he see? They're so close together.
They're not that close together.
I think they.
We need to get Cindy on the mound.
Let's
I
get-
need you to see. Yeah,
Let's go measure that because that drives me crazy. It's like because he goes so
they
far
look like
out.
they do look like they're close because when you're looking at them, you're looking at them like this. And then but when you're actually looking at them, they're like this. Instead of
But also there's the
and the umps back
cycle,
there. And,
the
yeah.
cycle of, especially with the pitch clock. There's you
gotta
can
do it in
tell
12 seconds.
You can tell they're in different motions. So
Yeah.
like for example, the batter steps in, gets ready, but then he has to like right when he looks at the pitcher, that's when the pitcher can start.
He's
That's
gotta be
engaged.
ready.
He's
So
engaged, yeah.
So basically, you're trying to say why aren't these batters going like this, left and right?
Yeah, it's
There's
too
no
much.
way. There's no way.
And for their own sanity, they've got to concentrate on what they've got to concentrate on. That's too much. That's too much.
Next time you stand up somewhere and see how much you can see over here.
Okay, but
If
how
you're
much can you
looking-
see when you've got your
Helmet on.
batting
That's on
helmet
this-
on?
But it's on this side though.
It's on. It depends on if you're right or left, but yeah.
And so you
And
gotta
But you
be able to
got
see
you're looking
something.
at the pitcher though, Cindy. You're not realizing that.
I'm just saying.
You're
it
tilting
just-
your head all the way away from the catcher.
It seems like there's movement and motion behind you.
and
it's
you know that there's movement and motion, but do you know exactly specifically where it's going? Because some catchers will move whether or not it's a foul ball or a straight on, depending on, or they're just moving legs.
This is like cliffhanger. Okay, we're gonna have Brianna back because we got 2 minutes left. We have 2 minutes left, and I want to say that I got my cardiologist has gotten waived to be able to be on this show. He had to call a Methodist to make sure it was okay. I hope nobody ever listens to any of those shows, but anyway, he's going to be on the show, and I'm so excited about that. And then we have another lady that's talking about Clean Slate Texas, about the parole. You know, somebody gets out of prison, they need to be able to do whatever,
You should have a panel of seniors come in and talk one day.
I would love to do that, but he says, you have to have mature
She'd
people.
fit right in.
Listen, first responders, we love you so much. We love you.
we do.
Thank you.
Thank you for what you do.
And we just admire you. We think you're wonderful. And what's great is that God loves you even more. So thank you for everything that you've done.
Every week, people ask the same two questions. Are they ready to retire? Will their savings last for their lifetimes? Hi, this is Chris Wootton with Wootton Financial Group. Our firm has been in Montgomery County for decades, but the hopes and dreams of the people we serve never change. We help answer these two questions and many more that people have about their uncertain financial future. We have a simple introductory client experience that allows us to get to know the client and includes a few meetings for the client to kick the tires at no charge. We provide a concise, one-page summary that helps the client get a better handle on which questions are the right questions for them. To learn more about Wootton Financial Group's process in helping their clients to a clearer financial future and to see their contact information, visit Cindy Cochran Show page on irlonestar.com/TCCS. Wootton Financial Group is a proud sponsor of the Cindy Cochran Show. Wootton Financial Group is available by phone at 936-449-5952 or visit them on the web at www.woottonfinancial.com. That's www.woottonfinancial.com.
This program is sponsored by the Wootton Financial Group. It is not the intent of Wootton Financial Group to render or offer personalized investment advice or financial planning advice through this radio program or any related website. Wootton Financial Group's participation in this program is limited to providing general information on financial matters and should not be construed as financial recommendation or investment advice. Investment advisory services are offered through Game Plan Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission and the state of Texas. Insurance services are offered through Wootton Financial Group, Inc. Game Plan Advisors and Wootton Financial Group, Inc. are affiliated through common ownership, and neither firm is affiliated with The Cindy Cochran Show. No listener should assume that any information presented and or made available on this program serves as the receipt of or a substitute for personalized individual advice from Game Plan Advisors, Wootton Financial Group,